Welcome back to the Wildfire video tutorial series. In this segment, you will learn about how to set up a brand new website. Let's get started. When you log into your new Wildfire website for the first time, a welcome screen will appear. Click on the link My Account at the upper right. A screen will open showing basic details about your Wildfire account. Click on the Edit tab at the upper left. A new screen opens allowing you to edit your account details. Enter your current temporary password at the top. Verify or update your email address. Enter a new password of at least 8 characters. Confirm, re-enter, the new password. Verify or update your real name. Finally, click on the Save button at the bottom of the screen. Next, click on the word Setup at the upper left corner of the screen. Click on the Start button to begin the initial setup guide. Some of the steps here are required, while others are optional. All choices you make during the setup can be changed later. If there is more than one website manager for your website, be sure that only one person performs the steps in this video, as it could cause errors otherwise. The first thing to do is to add your navigation languages. To see if a language is already in Wildfire, select the radio button Select Language Name from List. Click on the drop-down menu and scroll through the list of languages already in the Wildfire system. Select your desired language and then click on the button Add this language. A confirmation message appears at the top, and you will now see the new navigation language listed next to English. In addition, at the top right are new buttons for changing the interface language. If you want to add a language not currently on the list, select the radio button Add a new language. Fill in the 3-letter language code in the field provided. If you are not sure what the language code is, look it up on ethnologue.com. Write what this language is called in that language, using the script in which the language is written. Select if the language is written left to right or right to left. Finally, click on the button Add this language. A confirmation message appears at the top, and you will now see the new navigation language listed. To add additional languages, repeat the appropriate steps which you just did. When you are finished adding navigation languages, click on the Save and Continue button at the bottom right. On the next screen, a chart appears listing all the navigation languages for your website. In the column labeled Default Language, select the first navigation language that you want the website visitor to see. In most cases, this will be your publication language. Select this language now, since it will be difficult to change later. If you added a wrong language by mistake in the previous step, remove it here by clicking on the Delete link on the appropriate row of the chart. Also, each Wildfire website is created with English as a navigation language. If you are not using English as a navigation language, uncheck the box for English under the Active column. When your languages are all set up, click on the Save and Continue button at the bottom right. After adding your navigation languages, the next page allows you to change their order on the website. To change the position of a language on the chart, first move the mouse cursor over the 4-pointed arrow to the left of that language name. Click and hold the symbol and move the cursor up or down to put the language in its desired position. Release the click. When you have made all the desired changes in language order, click on the Save and Continue button at the bottom right. Now it's time to choose a theme. Scroll down the screen to examine the theme options. Each has a brief description and a sample view. Here are some of the options you have in your theme. The menu can be on the top of the website or on the left side. Some themes have a menu which is completely expanded, while in other themes the menu is compacted. Some themes allow a banner image at the top, whereas others do not. A background image is also possible for some themes. You can also choose whether the background will be solid or transparent. Decide on a theme, then click on the Select and Continue button, which is next to that theme. You can always change your theme later. On the next screen, you may choose a color scheme for your website. Click the drop-down arrow and choose a color by clicking on it with the mouse. Then you may use the up and down arrow buttons on your keyboard to easily preview the other color schemes. After making your selection, click on the Save and Continue button at the bottom right. You may require a specific font for your language to display correctly on the website. If so, click on the Browse or Choose File button. A new window opens which allows you to search for the font file on your computer. Select the desired file and click on the Open button. The file name will appear next to the Browse or Choose File button. Click on the Upload button. Your font will now be listed in the chart, and you will see a sample of it in the column labeled Preview. Click on the Save and Continue button at the bottom right. If you do not require a specific font for your website, you may click either Skip or Save and Continue to move to the next step. Now it is time to choose your fonts for the website. The default font for all Wildfire themes is called Noto. If you want to keep this font, simply click Skip this step at the bottom of this screen. You may change the font if you wish. Several font choices are listed in the section called Available Fonts, including any distinct fonts that you uploaded in the previous screen. You may choose a font for your standard text and for your headers. Standard text is the normal text on web pages and is used for most of the website. The headers text is used for larger text, such as page titles and the website title in the banner. To change the font for your standard text, scroll through the list of fonts to find the one you want. Click on the drop-down menu Assign To in the Operations column and select Standard Text. To save your choice and stay on this screen, click on the Save button at the bottom left. This allows you to try different fonts before moving off this screen. Your choice appears in the preview chart at the top of the screen. Follow the same steps to change the font for your headers. Scroll through the list of fonts to find the one you want. Click on the drop-down menu Assign To in the Operations column and select Headers. You may choose the same font for both standard text and headers, or you may choose different fonts for each. If you have multiple fonts or scripts, ask your implementation manager for help. As mentioned earlier, your language may need a distinct font to display text properly on your website. If so, you uploaded a distinct font in the previous step of the initial setup guide. Now let's make sure text is displaying properly in that font. Near the top of the font screen, in the section titled Preview, there is a field titled Preview Text. The default preview text is a set of letters AAGG. This is repeated next to each font in both the preview section and the larger font chart below it. The letters AAGG, since they are simple characters, most likely will not adequately display the features of the distinct font that you have uploaded and selected for your website. Type a longer text in the Preview Text field, being sure to include characters that use the full features of your distinct font. The font charts will immediately show each font using the new preview text. If you decide that you prefer the default theme font, simply click on the link Clear in the font preview chart. When you have completed your font selections, click on the Save and Continue button at the bottom right. For the next step in the setup, you will enter a website name or title in each of the navigation languages. This may be the domain name for your website, or it may be another name of your choice. The default name is just a temporary name given to your website when it was created. You'll want to change this in each navigation language. Leave the box next to Show Website Name at the top of website pages checked. Type the website name in the appropriate field for each navigation language. The website name should mean the same thing in all the navigation languages, translating the words as needed. You may also display a website slogan. This is a short phrase that appears beneath the website name and tells visitors more about your website. If you want to display the slogan, check the box next to Show Website Slogan at the top of website pages and type the slogan in the appropriate field for each navigation language. Just like the website name, the slogan should mean the same thing in all the navigation languages, translating the words as needed. If you do not want to display the slogan, leave the box unchecked. Click on the Save and Continue button at the bottom right. You have now completed all the steps in the Wildfire Initial Setup Guide. You have 3 choices at this point. You may go back through the entire Initial Setup Guide by clicking on the Start Again from the Beginning button at the right. You'll almost never need to choose this option. You may move on to Create Website Content by clicking on the Save and Go to Work with Pages button at the bottom right. This is the most common option. You may go back to a specific step of the Initial Setup Guide by clicking on the title of that step written in blue text. If you skipped a step while using the guide, the chart will show that step as skipped instead of completed. After clicking on the Save and Go to Work with Pages button, you will arrive at the website overview screen. You will see that the topmost black bar now has various menu items. That is the Wildfire menu. We will learn about that in the segment, The Wildfire Menu. This is the end of this segment of the Wildfire video tutorial series.